You don't have to deal with your depression on your own. So, if you aren't aware, we have a mental health crisis in the US. Depression, anxiety, general feelings of disconnect from society. Now, keep in mind, when I'm talking mental illness right now, we are only talking depression. If you are bipolar, if you have ADHD, if you have some form of schizophrenia, or anything like that, that is a whole other thing. Go get professional help. If you think you do, go get professional help. Do not play games with it. They can do amazing things to help you. You have to take that step. Take that step before you get yourself in a situation where the police are taking that step for you. It is not just you. You are not experiencing something that you alone are encountering. There are lots of issues. There are lots of things that can help. There are a lot of groups that can help. There are a lot of ways to get that help. Do a Google search. I'm serious. It's the answer to almost everything in life, as crazy as that sounds. There will be a support group in your area. Go once. Go every week. You can probably go to one every day if you need to, if you're having real issues for that week, month. It is so much better to get help than to try to deal with it on your own, even if you have the tools for it. If you are somebody who has training or education in dealing with depression, a lot of times you can really self-manage it. You recognize the signs and you know things to do to counteract it. But it always helps to talk it out with other people. Verbalizing it, having people respond and give you feedback and context helps. Just the awareness that you aren't dealing with this on your own goes a long way. Nearly a quarter of American people deal with mental illness on a regular basis. It isn't the same quarter of the population. It kind of rotates. You're dealing with it, then you're fine. And then you're dealing with it, and then you're fine. And that's the thing to remember. It isn't something that you defeat long term. It is something that you are constantly going to have to be aware of. But don't let that be another thing that drags you down. If anything, being aware of it gives you the ability to see when it is starting to affect you so that you can then counteract it. Now, what are some easy things you can do to counteract it? Number one, exercise. I mean, it sounds trite and silly and all that. I don't mean you have to become, a professional athlete. Just the act of exercising, getting yourself hot, sweaty, out of breath, heart rate going, and maintain it for a little bit. Releases endorphins. It releases chemicals that your body likes, your brain likes. It says, we feel good. Now, you may not feel so great right then, but if you do this on a regular basis, every day, every other day, it helps. It goes a huge way toward fixing this issue in terms of making it something you can deal with. Because one of the issues with depression is that the fact that you're depressed makes it harder for you to do things that would then help you not be depressed. I mean, how's this for a fucked up situation? One of the best ways to not be depressed is to get laid. One of the hardest things to do when you're depressed is to get laid. What else can you do? Watch your diet. Watch what you're eating. If you are eating a lot of junk food, a lot of heavily processed, crappy food, this is actually harder for your body to deal with. It's harder for your brain to process and work with. And it sounds silly. I understand. If you are somebody who typically that is your diet, you're like, well, nothing changed. Just do me a favor. Eat some foods you wouldn't normally eat. Eat a more balanced diet for a week. It doesn't work if you do it for a day. You gotta do it for a while. Find a better multivitamin. If you are already doing a multivitamin, find a better one. Centrum is not the be-all, end-all. If you aren't even at Centrum, at least go that far. If you are not getting all the vitamins and minerals your body needs, it does bad things to your whole system, and that can lead to depression, that can lead to anxiety, that can lead to your body not feeling like it's working properly because it's not, which then messes with your mental health. Find people you can talk to about this, even if it's not a therapy group. You would be amazed. You honestly, if you are not already somebody who has been talking to people about this, nearly everybody deals with this. They deal with it differently. They may never appear to deal with it. They may never have a major issue with it. But everybody has days, weeks, months where they are not doing great. Whether it's just life dumping on them for a little while and it drags them down, or it is internal depression making it harder for them to deal with the world. This is not abnormal. I mean, it is in the clinical sense, but in terms of how many people deal with this, it's like having a fender bender. Pretty much everybody, if they haven't had a fender bender, has come close, right? You know, they've almost had that fender bender. And the last thing I'm going to suggest, turn on the lights. Go outside. Get some sun. Just get outside. Walk around. Cooped up indoors in your home, if you are dealing with depression, unless fixes for your depression are also there and you're using them, it's not good. It doesn't help you. You need to get out and experience something else. Because if you don't make a change, why would you expect a change? So, and yes, none of this is particularly revolutionary. But when you're dealing with depression, seeing these things, processing them, and acting on them is difficult. I am not saying that it's not. Put the effort in. Fight. Struggle. Do what you got to do to get past that. Take care. Have fun. Stay safe, guys.